Hello guys, today's video gonna be AR chassis setup number 3. For number 3, we're gonna teach you how to set up the roller stay and the brake on the back. I'm pretty sure a lot of you watching my YouTube channel is not looking for a basic setup, also looking for something a little bit advanced. So this is what I do on my AR chassis. I try to give you guys a little bit advanced setup on the AR chassis. In this case, I mean, it's when you move to a professional setting, you will notice the video I'm doing today. It's kind of related to the professional setup in the future if you're moving to the professional level. So anyway, in order to make chassis too easy setup, so there's a necessary to cut off the chassis, because you cutting off a chassis is not make it lighter. It is make it more easy to set up the order or the setting, including the roller stay and the brake. And sometimes you will notice if without a cutting chassis, all this thing, the adapter and mounting point will block the way when you set up the roller. Especially when you set up the 19mm roller, it's really pain and it's really hard to mount a roller. Plus, you always exceed the maximum dimension on the car. Okay, so anyway, let's move to the setup on the back. Okay, for setup the back on the AR chassis, first you have to do it is remove the left and the right wing, which are located on the left and the right side on the back. So it's very simple, just using Dremel. Okay, if you're new, just make sure do not cut all the way to here. You only have to move right here. You have to keep this mounting point right here and this mounting point right here. So you're only gonna remove this and this. Okay, so let's go ahead and do it. Okay, right here, after remove it, this is gonna be looks like. So right now everything gonna be a little bit simple to set up roller stay. Okay, on the market there's a lot of choice for the roller stay, and I think the most easiest way it is use the item number, which is right here, the item number 95072. This one, the high grade front stay for fully crowned mini 4-wheel drive right here. It is 1.5mm. Okay, or either the item number 15495. This is 1.5mm popsicle, and the same thing as this one right here, the item number 15497, the high grade popsicle, which is 1.5mm. The difference it is this one can do 13 and 19. This one only can do 19mm roller. Okay, and this one can do 9, 13, and 19. Okay, so if you ask me which one is better, it really depends on your setup. Okay. First, let's do the very basic setup. Use this one right here. Okay, this is the 1913 carbon fiber popsicle. If you feel one piece is too weak, you can put the two together, double it. Okay, so basically you can do two and put together, and using some crazy glue to glue together like this, or either without using crazy glue, just double it and lock right here. This is really up to you, but my personal opinion, and if you set up your car right, you want to able to run light dash, and I'm pretty sure this is one piece should be strong enough to holding everything. Okay, so it's gonna be looks like this. You're gonna set up right here. Okay, and another one, it is this item right here. This one actually is kind of my favorite because this one had a little bit curved shape like this. So the different it is, this one actually, if you going to use 19mm roller, this little mounting point for 19mm roller actually gonna bring up to the front a little bit, so make the roller right here to be close to the rear wheel, which is right here. Different than the popsicle, the straight popsicle like this one, and you will notice the difference. And when you put that side by side together, you will notice the 19mm roller located right here and here. See the difference? So when you're mounting the 19mm roller on the same mounting point, which is located right here and here, you're gonna see in this one actually the popsicle gonna keep the roller a little bit behind, and this one gonna bring up close to the rear wheel right here. Most like a professional setup and a little bit advanced setup required to bring roller toward the rear wheel a little bit closer. Okay, let me give you two examples what I'm talking about, and you will notice this one I'm using the 1.5 millimeter popsicle, and the roller setup is supposed to be right here, but I bring up closer to the rear wheel. The way I did it, it is I cut these pieces, remove this little two hole right here, make it shorter, so when I mount it, it's gonna be right here. Okay, it's gonna be a little bit closer, bring up to the chassis. So instead of like a regular setup, like if you do not cutting anything like this, the roller plate actually gonna be right here. See the difference? So if you move this mounting point cut off and move toward a little bit right here, bring to the front a little bit, so when you mount your roller stay, it's gonna be exactly same as the position I have right now. So you will notice this roller really close to my rear wheel right here. Okay, and another option, if you don't want to cut these pieces, which means you don't want to cut these two mounting point, then you can use some roller stay like this one has the curve shape, and to put right here. Okay, so it will bring your roller a little bit closer to the rear wheel. This is what I do on this chassis right here. Okay, see the difference? Okay, so this is all different type of setup, but all the common idea of doing that is just bring a rear roller a little bit close to the rear wheel and make it a little bit fast on the corner speed. But anyway, if you don't want to do that, it's okay, you can use this one. It's not really too much different, but it's just like for some point, and the corner speed will notice a little bit faster, but it will be less stable. Okay, so it has advantage and disadvantage. So anyway, so this is the two options you have for the roller setup. This is most common one you can find on the market. So again, if you feel it's too weak, you can double two pieces, because this is 1.5. Okay, so you can double and make 3 millimeter, which means make it stronger. Okay, moving to next, we're gonna teach you how to set up the brake on the back. Okay, move to the next, we're gonna do the rear setup for the brake. And for the rear setup, actually, for most people, you're new or either play mini four-wheel drive for a while. You know, the best way for set up the AR tail, which is use these pieces right here, the item number 15430, the FRP rear multi-roller setting state. Or either right now they have this one on the market right now, the item number 95260, the high grade carbon fiber rear multi-roller setting state. Okay, so either one, and this is carbon fiber, which is stronger and lighter. And so this one right here, fiberglass, and if you have a budget, and this is the one you should get, and it's really cheap and it's really strong enough to work as a brake. Okay, so here the FRP version, and all you have to do just remove this and this. And make sure do not remove too much, so just take a look at it, the line and draw right here, move this and this. For FRP or fiberglass, you can just cut it like this. It will be a little bit easier if you're using a plastic cutter, or either if you have a Dremel, which is this one right here, you can just turn it on and cut it. Okay, and for the carbon fiber, and do not using a plastic cutter, you have to use a Dremel with this cutter right here, and I just cut same way. Okay, so I just cut one right here, looks like this. Okay, so this piece is gonna be right here. Okay, this is gonna be your brake extension. Okay, so we have the roller stay and the brake extension. The next we're gonna talk about how to do the brake. And do the brake, you have two options. So for the option number one, you're gonna use the most people call this a popsicle. And they have a two type of version. One, it is the carbon fiber, and the other one, it is FRP fiberglass. The carbon fiber one, it is item number 15495, which is this one right here. And the FRP version, which like this one, the fiberglass, I forgot what's the item number, but it's not really a matter, because if you are new, you're buying everything with new set, the item number 15441, the brake sponge set, and it comes with 3 type sponge. This package actually comes with a popsicle, which is right here. All the instruction, which is right here, you can take a look at it. It is gonna be same what I'm talking about next. Okay, so my recommendation for set up brake, if you are not really familiar with how to set up brake, and or either you're new, the best way it is just using one piece of popsicle and mount this one right here like this. Okay. But if you want to make the brake a little bit nicer, the best way it is remove these little pieces right here and here to make like a size like this. So take a look at it. This is the one I moved the tips, and this is the original one. See that? See, I only move up to right here, the first mounting point, which is right here. Do not move in too much up to the line right here because it's gonna be too short. You have to stop right here. So this gonna be looks like. The reason I'm gonna move it because for Underguard setup, it's better to short the brake a little bit. So if you attach a sponge right here on the brake, you don't really wanna the brake going out too much, because when the brake and cat on the side of a truck, it's really hard for you to get it shaken off. So just make sure you want to short the brake just a little bit, makes it a little bit nicer on the dimension. So this is gonna be looks like. Let me just go ahead and put it on to show you how it looks like. Okay, this is how it's gonna looks like. If you follow my instruction, use 26mm diameter wheel, and it should be okay to set a brake like this, because remember the by regulation, the minimum clearance for the brake have to be 1mm, which means if your brake is too low, it's gonna be disqualified. Okay. But by the way, some people maybe have a 27mm diameter wheel. It's also okay. You can add some spacer to adjust the height of your brake. So as you can see, right now I'm using the stock low profile wheel. So your brake should be about actually it is 1.2mm right now. Okay, like this. So this is gonna be looks like. And let's put in a dimension box, and then we talk about the option number 2. See, on the dimension box, this is the dimension box which is follow the Tamiya regulation. It is 165mm. Okay, so you can see we still have about 5mm and space we can go. So this is gonna be your option number 2. So option number 2 gonna be extend the brake all the way to the maximum size of the lens. The easiest way for most people it is use these pieces right here. This is item number 15451. Sorry, I don't have the original package, but this is the pieces gonna looks like. This is actually the AR front roller stay. And you have another option if you have this one right here, and this is the carbon fiber version of this one. You can see they're exactly same, and the only difference, this is carbon fiber. And you also can use this item right here. So the item number it is 95088. Okay, but I'm not really recommend you if you're new to using this one. So because this one requires some type of cutting, and because you can see they have almost same size and same mounting point, which is located on the top right here. And but this one have a little bit big on the top side right here. So this is the pieces you have to remove. What I did, let me give you an example like this one right here. This is exactly same one, but you'll notice I removed all this edges right here to make it is fit to the Tamiya regulation like this right here. So if you have these original pieces right here, it's gonna be out of the range like this. So I'm not really recommend, but I try to show you. And this is the another plan for this. So again, if you're new, you want the brake to be extended a little bit more, this is your only option and the easiest option you have. Okay, so for doing this, it's the same thing. It's just like you have to mount these pieces right here, and of course we have to do some modification on these pieces and to give a little bit cut and to remove the extra pieces which we don't need. Okay, so you will notice this is actually really long. When you put a side by side right here, you will notice this is the extra pieces we're gonna remove. Okay, for remove this one, I'm gonna using plastic cutter, which is make it a little bit easier. So you can see the last mounting point, which is located right here. You're gonna follow this mounting point, which is like this, and using a plastic cutter, and just cut it. It will come off like this. Okay, same thing on the other side. So this piece gonna be looks like. And then just do the same thing. Let me put this one on to show you how it looks like. Okay, it's gonna be looks like this. And when you put it into a dimension box, you will notice this is exactly 165 like this. Okay, but sometimes you're gonna have a hard time, which is this one maybe exceed a little bit, like probably 1mm, so it's no longer gonna fit to the box. This is usually happen. It is the front you didn't set up right, and the back maybe just some kind of like a stretch, but it won't really have too much shortage or either too much exceed. And the best way it is get a sandpaper. Recommend using the number 80 sandpaper. Put on table and then go ahead, because this thing right here actually is not vertical or either really straight. It's have a little bit off like this, so it's better to make it like a straight, like really straight, like it lines up. So just put on sandpaper and starting to trim off, and put it back to the dimension box. You will realize it's slowly gonna fit. Okay, after sand off, so you can see it's kind of flat right here right now. So compare with the used to be have a little bit edges right here on the corner, and right now it's all flat. So it's fit perfect to the dimension box, which is right here. Okay, so this is how you have to do. I mean, most of the time it won't really fit, and you have to trim off part of it and it makes fit. So this is the easiest way for if you don't have any experience with like a long tail setup. So this is a better choice. Okay, so put on and sand off the extra pieces and it makes fit. That's why it's very important to have a dimension box. Okay, so you can check your car dimension, make sure it's legal all the time when you set up a car. Okay, so right now we have this and the roller stay. Okay, so the car is almost there, but before we assemble everything, we're gonna do a underguard. So every single car, whatever you build, you need an underguard, not just a front. You need an underguard on the back as well. So you will notice most of my car has underguard, which as you can see, this is the underguard right here to block the screw head right here to prevent it to get caught. And same thing, this one right here, you can see the underguard right here. This is underguard to block the roller on the bottom. Okay, so it's very important to have underguard. Okay, for setup underguard, you have a 3 choice. And choice, again, item number 15495, this one right here, and item number 95072, which is right here. And this underguard right here is made by item number 95072, which is located right here. You have to cut off some pieces to make it fit. And for this underguard right here, this is item number 15495, which is located right here. You have to trim really slim to make it look like this. And both underguard setup actually I have in my YouTube channel. I will put a link on the video description. Just go down there to looking for the underguard setup, both two right here. And also you have another easy choice, which is this one right here, the item number 15242. And this is another type of very popular, and it's really easy to get a starting easy setup on the underguard pieces right here. And I also have a video for that, and I also put the video link on the bottom of the video description. Just go there looking for it. And today's video I'm only gonna using this one because it's more easier. The other two, it is not really complicated, it's just like require a little bit like more time. So this is the one that's very easy to get started. Okay, you will notice this is the one I cut, and the easiest way, just remove a little bit right here. So this is what I did. So you can see, I put it side by side. So you move a little bit right here to make it like sharp edges like this, and the same thing right here. Okay, and then these two little mounting point, you have to use the Dremel head like this one right here. So the grinder is a 4mm grinder, and to keep grinding and make the hole a little bit bigger. In this case, and you can hide your screw head into the FRP. Let me give you an example. Okay, see that it won't stick out. It still will stick out because this is the counter shrink the screw. So if you want to make a little bit better, you have to use a flathead screw. Okay, this is the flathead screw, and if you're using this one, it's gonna be 100% hide the screw into the carbon fiber or either FRP like this. This is what I do on my VS chassis setup right here. You can see on the side, you can't really, it's completely flat. There's nothing stick out. So this is, this screw actually you can find on the Evo car kit. If you go to Japan Cup, actually it's okay to using aftermarket flathead screw, and they don't really have a really strict regulation on this one. So you can go to any hobby shop if they carry this one. This is 2mm, okay, like this. Okay, so again, if you want to know how to make the underguard, just go to my YouTube channel. I have all underguard setup for these 3 different type of underguard using different material. So go there to watching that, and for saving time today's video, I just gonna using this one as an example. Okay, so next we're gonna do assembly. Okay, for assembly the car, we're gonna go to the underguard first. We're gonna using flathead screw right here and this one right here. Okay, and I'm gonna use 1.5mm aluminum spacer, which is right here, because I want to keep my underguard a little bit lower, and try to keep it like about like 1.5 to 2mm away from the ground. And in my situation, it is I do my calculation, I only need a 1.5mm aluminum spacer, and to make like a little bit lower. So it's up to you, either not put a spacer, but it's the underguard gonna be a little bit higher. So it's really depends on your dimension, especially on the wheel size and setup. It's really hard for me to tell you how many spacer you need, or either not even a spacer on the bottom, because sometimes you don't really need a spacer, because when your tire is really small and there's not too much space, you can go low. So it's better to you put the underguard first to take a look at how many gap you have, and then you determine how many space you need for make the underguard a little bit lower. So this is what I did: underguard right here and aluminum spacer right here. Let me give a better angle. You can see like this. Just gonna go ahead, lock it first. Okay, so this is gonna be looks like this. And the reason I using a little bit longer screw and go all the way a piercer to here, and here gonna put 2 lock nut to make it more secure. So just gonna go ahead, put 2 lock nut on top of that. Okay, like this. Okay, so next you're gonna ask me, there's another 2 mounting point located right here. So this is the option. You can use a little bit longer screw, which is go all the way from the bottom to top, and like same thing like here, and it stick out, and you can put the plate top of that, and put 2 lock on top. This is a more secure setup, but the most easiest way it is using use a little bit shorter screw, which is like this one right here. And this is a little bit easier, but it's really up to you, and I think it's still safe if the car is brand new. So I'm gonna do another setting. On the left side, I'm gonna use a longer 20mm screw to show you the difference. Okay, see the difference? So this one, you're just using one single short screw, which is mount from top and lock right here, and this one actually from the bottom to top. So the reason I'm doing 2 different settings is show you the difference. And then my personal prefer, you do this one right here, longer screw from bottom to top, because this is more secure. But it's really take a while, because first time you want to do that, it is really pain. So next gonna use a lock nut. Okay, so this is the car gonna be looks like. Okay, gonna have the roller stay for the back, and the brake, and the front roller like this. And the next, this is the option 1 gonna be looks like. And another option, which you remember earlier we talked about it, the item number 95072. My personal really prefer you using this one. This one is easy way to set up professional roller. Okay, because again, this one has the curve like this, can bring the rear roller a little bit close to the front wheel to improve the corner speed, so without cutting and modify anything. Okay, so let's put this one on. It looks like this. Okay. Okay, moving next, we're gonna teach you how to set up a roller. So set up a roller, remember earlier we opened the package item number 15454, and we used 2 25mm screw on the front roller setup, and we have another 30mm left. Okay, on the market there's so many type of roller. For the back, I really recommend using 19 if you're new. And 19mm roller, it's very popular and a very recommend setup for the most of car. And on the market, you can see this kind of 5-star roller, which has a plastic ring like this, and also this one, the ringless, the high grade roller like this one right here. And this is the item number 95074. Also, this too is kind of my favorite because this is now limited edition. You always can find on the market. And this one, item number 15426. This is the 19mm aluminum roller with plastic ring and dish type, like this one right here. And this is the most common use in the Japan Cup or either on the very popular setup. The item number 15251, the 19mm aluminum roller with plastic ring, and it is super light. It's 3-spoke design, okay. And also you can find this type of the ringless, which is the item number 95272, and this one. I mean, there's a lot of different type, but here I only have a few sample for you. And also you can mark it, and this is another one. I forgot what's the item number, but it's the same type as the black one right here. It's all ringless, but it's a solid, okay. So all this type of roller, it's recommend for this car setup. Still prefer the one come with the plastic ring, okay. So if you can find item number 15426 and item number 15251, this is perfect, because these two type of roller you always can find on the market. It's never been discontinued because it's a regular item, okay. So let's move into the setup. Okay, for setup roller, you need a 4 roller, which is this one right here, and different size of a spacer, aluminum spacer, and this 30mm screw. So first we're gonna start from the bottom. So we're gonna put a roller like this, okay. This is the roller gonna go to the bottom, and the roller spacer right here. And then you can determine how many gap you need for mounting the roller right here, okay. So first I'm gonna put a 12mm spacer right here, and to see it fits, and then make sure mounting to the 19mm hole right here. So that's for the 19mm roller, okay. Looks like it don't really fit because it's hitting the underguard right here. So in this case, you have to change a spacer, which means 12mm is too long. So you're gonna try 6.7 and a plus maybe a 3mm. So that's make it about 10mm. And then I was thinking about add a washer to make it like a more than like 10mm. Okay, like this, the washer like this. So it's really hard for me to tell you how many space I need, but you have to see how many gap you have, okay. So maybe sometimes this piece is the underguard lower, you can fit like 12mm spacer, okay. So right now it's perfect like this. Try to keep the roller a little bit closer to the underguard, which will look right here. So let me give it a better angle like this, okay. Try to keep it a little bit lower, not really very low, but it's like this should be okay, okay. Then we'll move into the top. For the top, it looks like 12mm maybe too much, and we're gonna put a 6mm. We're gonna use a 6mm spacer, okay, and add one 3mm spacer, which is like this. And let's take a look at the roller spacer and the roller top, okay, and another roller spacer. Looks like fit pretty almost there, maybe still too, I think it's still maybe too short. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use another a washer. I'm gonna use another washer to put right here. And then I'm gonna put a 6.7mm spacer and one of the 1.5mm spacer like this right here. And then we should be able to do it. Okay, try to mount as high as possible, okay, because the 30mm screw actually is really short. That's why you try to using the maximum size of the screw to mounting the roller, okay. Then we just go ahead and lock it. Okay, you can see my roller is really close to my front wheel, which will locate right here. So which means this is giving better corner speed, okay. So we're gonna do the same thing to the other side, okay. So here we go, here's the car, and you can see it looks like this. And we have underguard right here to block the roller, preventing get a caught on the side of the truck. And then after you finish everything, get a piece of brake, either black one or gray one. The difference is a gray one is more sticky, and the black one a little bit less sticky. And the green one do not use on the back because for the most setting this is not really very useful on the back. So you're gonna do the same thing like this, like put a small sponge on the corner, cut little pieces, and put right here and here. And you can do something like this as well, like long one, and put like this. Okay. So here we go. Here's the setting for the rear. So let's review again. So today we did an underguard and the extension right here, and the long brake setup right here, and the roller stay right here. And we also teach you how to mount the roller on top of that, because mounting the roller you have to consider about the underguard right here. Make sure the screw head not gonna be over than the underguard right here. Have to be a little bit shorter like this, give a better angle. If the screw head stick out too much, you will get a cut on the side of the truck like this. You'll get a cut like this. So when it's short, when you hit the truck side right here, it's only gonna hit on the underguard right here. So the underguard basically is preventing the roller get a cut, also for protect the roller. So when jumps, and this side gonna get a cut right here, so when hitting underguard it will slip right away like this. So the underguard is a very important setting on one of the car. So okay, so here's the setup. Okay, it looks like a little bit professional, and you know, there's a lot of way you can make it more professional, but it's when you're moving to next level, I'm pretty sure you will get it. I mean, this is just a basic concept for build a professional car. Okay, here's today's video. I hope you're enjoying the video, and if you have any questions, just go ahead and leave a comment.